We all set? Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight to the regular Holly Township Parks and Recreational meeting for Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at Carl Richter. I call this meeting to order at 6:04. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Moving on to roll call. Call a roll, please.
Jeffrey Carroll.
Here.
Patrick Feeney.
Here.
Kathleen Martin.
Here.
Dave Lontine.
Here.
Courtney Custer here. Donna McBride.
Here.
Joe Hutchins.
Here. Moving on to the agenda. Approval of the agenda. Does anybody want to add or subtract from the agenda that was presented tonight? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the agenda as submitted.
I'll second, or do I need to make the motion?
Need to make the motion.
You entertain, I make the motion. I'd like to make the motion to accept the agenda as is for June 14th, 2023, Lake Township Parks and Rec.
Need a second.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no sign, motion carried. Approval of the minutes for May 10th, 2023,
It was for March's minutes as well.
and March minutes and May's.
Do we have them?
They should have been all in the packet.
It was in the
Okay.
packet.
All right, then I did look them over, thank you.
I make a motion to pass the minutes for, what was it, May?
March and May
March and May.
of 2023. Support? Anybody have
support.
support? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to bills for payment. We just got this tonight, the bills for payment, which we can scrutinize right now because there isn't that much to go through.
It's just the first page though.
Anybody have any questions?
Nope, but I do have to say I like the new format. The broken out format. Appreciate that from Rachel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice job on the breakdown of our bills for payment. Yep.
Does this have, Chris, the mower?
Yeah, it's repairs and maintenance, Peterson.
Is that for June? This is for ending of May.
May 31.
Yeah, this is for ending of May.
And I believe June will be, if she doesn't have the check already done, it will be, it might be ready to get signed right now, I'm not sure. I know she's trying to switch it because he wants to use paychecks to get it instead of just a regular check, so.
Which makes sense.
Okay, he
Yeah.
asked me to ask.
Yeah.
Yep,
Alright,
it's,
so-
yep, she talked to me about it today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions for the bills for payment?
This mower passed.
Oh,
Anybody want to, I'd entertain a motion to accept the bills for payment as presented?
I make a motion to pass the bills for payment.
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
One second. Oh, okay. Donna McBride,
Yes.
Courtney Custer, yes. Dave Lontine,
Yes.
Kathleen Martin,
yes.
Patrick Feeney,
Yes.
Jeffrey Carroll,
Yes.
Joe Hutchins.
Yes. Moving on to financial statement. Since we just received this tonight, and it's kind of lengthy,
Yeah.
I would propose somebody make a motion to table this to the July meeting, so we have time to study this and
Absolutely. I'll make a motion to table that to the next meeting, to have time to go over it.
I'll
Yeah.
second that.
Good. That's it.
roll call vote, please.
One moment. All right. Patrick Feeney,
Yes.
Kathleen Martin,
Yes.
Jeffrey Carroll,
Yes.
Dave Lentine,
Yes.
that's my name, Courtney Kostelback, Donna McBride,
Yes.
Joe Hutchins.
Yes. Okay, moving on to public comment. Members of the public can address the board once recognized by the chairperson for items listed on the agenda only. Comments are limited to a maximum of 4 minutes, after which the board may extend the speaker's time up to 4 additional minutes by motion vote. Prior to addressing the board, members of the public must clearly state their name and address for the record. Anybody like to speak? Yes, ma'am.
Hillary Allgaier, 121 Alley Street. And to keep this too related to the agenda, we'll go with disc golf signage. I just really wanted to give you guys a compliment in general. I noticed the forward progress that you guys and your work and your social media presence, and I'm excited about the things that it's doing for Holly with your programs and all of the things. So the disc golf is really cool. The signage is great, and you guys are doing a great job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's taken us a while,
I know.
but we like to take our time
No, we
and do
don't.
it right.
I do not like to
Yeah.
take my time.
Because doing it wrong takes twice as much
Well, you
time.
guys had to dig through a lot of garbage to get to where you are now, so.
Well, not so much garbage, just we got it done. Priorities and everything else, we made it through, and this year's going to be very exciting,
Yep.
very exciting, all over town,
Yeah.
village parks and township parks. Yep.
Very nice.
Anybody else like to speak?
Amber Kyer, 710 East Maple Street. I'm actually going to be reading a letter from another citizen. This is from Joanna Barnes, who lives at 3393 Harrington Drive. She says, as you know, we have submitted a recall for Mr. Feeney based on his continued pattern of mistreating citizens. While I appreciate so much the Parks Board's removal of him as chair, the vote of no confidence, and the apologies to the female citizens that have borne the brunt of Mr. Feeney's inability to control his temper, I am deeply concerned by the Parks Board members' choice to not address the topic again after the special meeting once Mr. Feeney began attending again. I myself have stopped volunteering in most capacities for the village and township because of the way I've been treated by leadership and elected officials. Mr. Feeney's continued presence on this board with no further challenge by the rest of the board sends a message to the public that you may not be intending. That if you treat people badly enough to be reprimanded, but you can ride out the storm, all will be forgotten. We have forgotten nothing. Mr. Feeney continues to lie about his actions and to represent this community in the worst way possible every time he loses his temper. He is now costing the citizens of this community as much as $10,000 for an election that would not be necessary if he would do what is responsible for a person in his position to do. Sincerely apologize and step down. The citizens of Holly should not have to pay for Mr. Feeney's hubris and lack of self-control, and this Parks Board should be demanding his resignation at every single meeting until he has done the right thing or is voted out in a recall. Thank you for your time and service. Regards, Joanna Barnes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
I'm Sherilyn Everly from 314 Hadley Street. You will be seeing these around town. These are the recall petitions for Mr. Feeney. Our language was approved, and we're recalling him because on April 27th, he called a citizen a pig and an asshole at a Holly Township Parks meeting. On April 15th, he shouted at constituents on public sidewalks and inside business. And on 11/7/22, he grabbed constituents outside village council meeting. You new commissioners have not had to endure this, but I am just giving you a heads up. This man is not a person who is in control. He's not a person who you want representing the parks. We are really going to, we're gathering our circulators now. We are not backing off of this, Mr. Feeney. $8,000 to $10,000 will come directly out of the park's budget if Mr. Feeney does not do the right thing and remove himself from this board. You yourselves, the remaining members, you all voted no confidence. You removed him as the co-chair, and you asked him to please leave. You have a lot of really good things going on, and you don't want us up here every month. But we will be as long as he's sitting here. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. I'm still Facebook friends with him, and he's been going to the library meetings and taping the library board meetings. And when I pulled up the video, you need to take some lessons, because what I saw you was trying to get a crotch shot of Miss Brandon underneath the table. That's what it looked like to me.
Sherilyn, could you please direct your comments to the chair, please?
All right.
Yes.
Actually, Mr. Hutchins, if you are friends with him and you want to go back and look at that video, when somebody has got their camera held up and 2/3 of the picture is below the table and 1/3 is above, I don't think they're looking for faces. And that's a liability, and you're all going to bear the brunt of it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none, we'll move on to old business disc golf signage. Dave.
All right. So, the last time we talked about doing the 4x4 posts and getting the cement and T-signs done. So, as soon as we found a new printer, Kathleen found a very price appropriate, anyway, I don't know how to say it, a very cheap guy.
Reasonable.
Reasonably priced.
Right, great work, though.
Great.
Great work.
Fantastic work. Not
Fabulous
cheap.
work. I'm sorry,
Right.
I'm a little.
That's okay.
frustrated. I'm a little
Yeah,
flustered
it's,
from.
yeah,
That's okay.
Uh,
yeah, I get it.
yeah, sorry, let me focus here. So, we got quotes, basically, for printed full-color signs, the 6x6 posts, and the concrete bags to put in the bottom of them. So the Flint Town Flyers are buying the concrete, and they did the frames for the pads. So we're currently waiting to schedule the pour day for the cement. But we're ready to go on the signage, and we had, early on, we did the whole sponsorships, and we took $400 per whole sponsorship, and we only got 4 before we kind of ran out of steam, and then ended up the Flint Town Flyers said they'd pay for the rest of the concrete stuff. So we're gonna put those 4 businesses on, any businesses that have donated their time and money so far, and putting it in, and then we're gonna put all them on the signs, and, we're ready to go. We have the $2,000 from the 4 sponsorships. That's enough to pay for, I gave everybody a printout, it's enough to pay for the pressure treated posts, the aluminum, the 26 aluminum full color T signs, and 30 bags of concrete for the base of the post. The 4 extra posts besides the signs are for directional, so at the end of hole 12, there'll be a directional post that'll have an arrow of where to go for the next hole. At the end of 15, there'll be 4 or 5 strategic posts for directions. The printer guy has absolutely great work, and the sign samples he gave us were aluminum. We were actually gonna get acrylic and protect them, but at the cost of the acrylic to protect them and to just replace them, it's a better setup to just replace the sign if it gets ruined. I don't know. So yeah, I guess all I'm hoping is that we can, I don't know if we need to, but that we can approve to use the funds we collected for the tees to do the tea stuff. We're ready.
Yeah.
We have the pricing, and once we get that, then we can start on the labor and get them in the ground, and then people won't be asking us where they're going or where anything's
They won't
at.
get lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Hopefully.
as soon as we do that, then we'll make the move on ordering the large map and somebody to build a kiosk for us. I mean, even if it's one of us, a couple of us together.
Yep.
But yeah, first, I'd love to get the signs. and the posts, so that I can start doing those while we wait for the concrete pour day.
Yeah.
Any more discussion, any questions?
I do have a quick question for you, Dave. So
Yeah.
you said we had this amount of money to work with the $2,000 from the sponsorships. How close are we coming to that? I mean, would it be fiscally responsible to order a double of every sign to have it to be able to be replaced at this point, just in case?
I think that would be a great idea.
So it still falls within the
I-
basket?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought they were gonna be $400 for the signs, and
And they
turns out
weren't.
they were $98.
Yeah.
So maybe buying a second set of them as
Yeah.
replacements already, knowing that some will be
Just in
damaged.
case.
We just have them and we can, one by one, change them.
Now, are you, when you install these signs, are you gonna put them up out of the way so we can keep the
No,
little?
these ones are the ones that are actually on each tee box.
Ah.
So at each hole, there'll be a post with the map of the hole that shows them where they're throwing and the distance.
Okay,
And then it'll also have a QR code of our full map, so they can pop
Yep.
up the QR code and look
Good.
at everything. And there'll be one of those on every single T-pad.
fortunately, hopefully, nobody starts vandalizing them.
Right.
Well-
They may, but at
It-
$3.98.
Dave, are they protected from
Well,
weather,
they're-
from water, from
They're,
rain?
yeah, they're aluminum UV printed, aluminum cast it's called, but they're nice outdoor signs. And
Okay. If I trust my math, you come up with about 1,052-ish.
yeah, I think I
So-
had 1152 or 1162 now. So, and we have 2,000, so.
Yeah,
we
so
could order
I
another
guess-
set.
Ordering extras is probably a great idea.
Yep.
And then
Makes
that's
sense.
still $400 cheaper than the acrylic to
Yeah.
protect them, so.
Now, would anybody like to make a motion?
I just also like to say that he has also figured out how the size of these so that you can't get your hands or fingers or what,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the
and to
posts,
pull
yeah.
them, to pull
Yeah.
them off. So he's really done some research on this,
Yeah.
and I make a motion that we accept this bid and,
Also with the caveat to buy extra signs.
Yes.
Oh, I think
Plus.
total,
No, this is-
included in the motion, yeah.
It has to be included in the motion.
and to add extra signs in case something happens
Yes,
to these, to save money.
yes.
Yeah, so I'll second that. There we go.
Now, does anybody have a total of what we're gonna spend?
Well, I said it was this total 1,052 and another set is only another $100.
$100,
$100,
yeah.
yeah.
So-
So it's under the $2,000 that we
So you're looking at $1,152.
Approximately.
Yeah, so make a statement
Under
of
$1,200.
$1,152.
Or 1,200, just to.
Yeah, make it 1,200. Yeah, make
Yeah.
it 1,200.
Well,
Yeah, and have 12, to
Not to exceed $1,200.
$1,200,
Yeah.
not to exceed $1,200.
Okay, that's
Right.
way. That
So
way people know
now I
where
can
we're
second.
spending it and when.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll call vote, please.
All right. Dave Lontine,
Yes.
Yes.
Kathleen Martin,
yes.
Patrick Feeney,
Yes.
Jeffrey Carroll,
Yes, absolutely.
Donna McBride,
Yes.
Courtney Coster Black, yes. Joe Hutchins,
Yes.
And that'll leave it where when we wanna do the kiosk and the big sign, we have enough left over that we'll probably pay for the wood and the sign and we're all set. We'll have everything.
And then
We'll have
another
grand
tournament.
opening.
And then we're gonna
Let's
have.
go.
Yeah, so then, let me finish this little bit about disc golf real quick. We identified July 22nd as the day we're trying to do concrete, but the first person I called was a cement finisher, and he has a wedding that day. So we are in limbo on the date. That is where we've been from the 15th now to the 22nd. So we're right around that area waiting to see when we can get everybody all on the same day. At the end of pouring T-pads and putting in the signs, we want to have a kids and beginner day with the township parks. So we'll have the Flinttown Flyers will come in and we'll do it together, maybe with a program director, and set up a good day where we'll just have
Coordinator.
beginners, program coordinator.
Coordinator.
And we will have kids and beginners and free discs and a bunch of maybe some pros and some people that can come and show people how to play and what a basket is and what they're doing out there. And then we'll start the leagues at the same time, which will probably be Sundays and Tuesdays, but I don't know yet, but for sure we'll have Sundays and Tuesdays. We'll collect $2 per person for the leagues towards the park. And then we'll schedule a huge grand opening tournament where hopefully we will get a lot of people here. We'll have a regular sanctioned PGA tournament. Be awesome to have the TVs here. It'd be great if we get Discraft here and a bunch of people. So that's the plan, and thank you guys.
Thank you. Wow.
One little mention about publicity is, since we're the northwest corner of Oakland County,
Yeah.
I get a hold of Channel 2, 4, and 7 when we go to do that, and maybe they'll bring them out.
That'd be great.
That way we get publicity, because it's happening in Oakland County.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Good to me.
And
we'll
12.
also, we can also
We can
throw,
all
we can also
We'll just
throw in,
call 'em all.
Yeah.
we can also throw in Flint, Channel 12, because
Yeah.
we're real close to the border, so yeah,
Whoever will come and listen to this.
okay.
Joe, if it's okay with you, I'd like to unprop the door. There's a lot of noise going on out there. It's kind of distracting for me.
I think it stays locked.
It stayed locked,
Yeah.
so if you
Oh.
unprop the door, it'll be
We'll
locked
in
out.
here.
Yeah,
Okay, because there is a door stop, so I just thought to leave it on the stop.
I would just leave the door open.
Okay,
Okay, any other questions for,
no.
let's move on to new banners for Holly Township Parks and Disc Golf.
Yeah,
Kathleen?
so, thank you. Dave, really, we already kind of talked about the whole signage thing. We're so excited to have PCI signs on board, Paul Harrington in specific. Great resource, great reference, so easy to work with. Unbelievable. I mean, Dave and I were chit-chatting at 6 o'clock in the morning one morning, and so, well, what about this and what about that? And within 5 minutes, I had a new version of the sign, and he was ready to print.
He'll let you text them? He's great.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
great.
So anyway, we have new banners for Holly Township Parks to travel. Donna used it over the weekend for Pride, and it looks amazing. It has our new logo on there, and all the contact information that they could need, as well as the services that we provide, right? So Sorenson Nature Center, Holly Township Beach, and Sorenson Disc Golf. So it's named specifically on there, the jurisdiction that we have over those three parks in particular. So it should be less confusing for our constituents when they can see it in black and white, which parks we're over. The disc golf sign has been hung, took a couple minutes, because the fence is not even, it goes like this, so to get the sign to go like that was kind of fun.
It looks great.
But it
You're
looks
good.
great,
You're
it's
good.
very visible from the road.
Yep.
We've had a lot of comments on the signage, and again, as Hillary had said, the forward movement, so I'm excited for, the cleanup to keep going. The cleanup,
Nice
That's it.
job.
yeah.
Any questions for her? Okay.
If you'd like to
That
see,
look great.
see
It
the
looked really nice.
banner, the traveling banner, it's at Nature Center. You can always take a look at it. And also, I believe I have samples if you want to see what his
Oh, yeah.
signage is, so that you can see how strong it
Yeah,
is.
the
And,
woman.
that's at the Nature Center too, so you wanna check those out.
Okay, moving on. Beach opening readiness, Joe Hutchins. Well, we opened Saturday at high noon, and the only things we have left is I'm waiting for goose fence to come in at curtains to keep the geese out of the beach. And we gotta go around and use snow fence around our 3 parked rafts that we're not using, so they're not accessible. Other than that, we're open and we're running. Everything is working, and everybody's working hard down there, and got a good crew this year.
We do.
We do, yeah.
I went up there Saturday, it looked great.
Yeah, it's getting there, yeah. We had a lot to clean up, and we got it done.
Did we have a volleyball net? That was
Oh, yeah, they brought it out.
Yeah.
They did?
They
It's
brought
out.
it, Yeah.
It went up Saturday,
Awesome.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah. You should have seen Joe, he was spiking it like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, what's a goose fence and what does it look?
Oh, it's an orange snowdrift fence, and we put it on T-stakes across to keep the geese out of our beach, so they don't come in and poop all over it.
Does that go up at night to keep?
Every night,
I see.
every night, it's taken down in the morning. The ducks kind of fly over it, but the geese stay out usually. That's what we've used for years.
Does that get raked at night or in
The
the
beach?
morning? Yeah.
No, only as needed. We'll drag it and disc it and drag it. And that's all been done with the volleyball court and the beach.
Right. We've always had a goose problem, but back in the day, we used to rake it. every
Yeah.
night, but I don't know if that's required now.
That'd be a very
Yeah.
fun job.
Yeah,
The geese don't like flying over that fence
yeah.
so far.
And, you know, we can always ask the kids, you know, if they're not doing anything.
Just keep our eye on it.
Yep.
Of course.
If it looks a little nasty, we can go on patrol. We used to have to wash the rafts every day because of the seagulls.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, that was a job.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, let's move along to Holly Little League storage request. Donna.
I was called by Michelle Renard, and she would like to know if they can rent a storage area there at Sorensen for their equipment, because they're losing their place here at Carl Richter. She really didn't let me know what size. She just said one of those outdoor things, and I know that Kurt had showed her and talked to her about this before he left. She said that they have a cart, but they'll put that somewhere else. We wouldn't have room for that anyways. But they want to do it right away because they'll be losing their storage units out here. But I don't even know if any of those are ready. I don't know if they're clean enough. I don't know, have any idea what we should charge for that. I know I managed a storage place here in town a few years ago, and something that's like a 10 by 10 then went for $60. I'm sure it's more than that now. It could be as much as $80 a month. So we would have to figure out a price and,
If there's one that can get cleared out quickly.
In availability.
Some
yeah.
of them, there's not a whole lot.
Well, I do
Do we
have a
need to
question
charge?
on this regard,
What do
but
they
I
pay
think
here?
the middle school is not getting demolished till 2024.
yeah, I know.
So to do something immediately, I'm not sure is really
Are
what they
they-
need.
Maybe they wanna put it up at the end of their season.
Maybe.
That's what
So then,
Could be. I think we need a little more information.
Well, I
Um,
guess.
Joe, I guess we're talking about reaching out to Aaron Fleischens, the head of Holly Little League,
Yeah,
to invite them to our November meeting, as usual,
yeah.
to talk about fields, to talk about all the stuff. So maybe,
And usually all of our ball field storage is up at the end of the pavilion.
in
It's
that
up there.
locker,
Yeah,
we have stuff in there right now, though, right?
Yeah.
We just need to get it out.
No.
well, there's no
I
reason
just-
until we decide what we need. You
we'll
guys,
see what
that's
they have.
at the first
Usually we
meeting
had
that
our
makes sense.
chalk liner and our silhouettes and different things up there and drags up in the end of that. That's
Yeah.
usually where we kept all the ball stuff.
But,
I would think that we need to find out what their needs, because I'm like, you're saying like up at the pavilion, that might not be enough room, we'd have to find. What's the consensus though, if you are going forward, do we feel like we should be charging them? Because that is something I think,
Well,
maybe
I
not
know-
tonight, but we might want to think about whether, how we look at that.
We had problems with them before,
Mhm.
and I'm only talking from what I've seen and heard because I wasn't on the board at that time. They made a lot of promises and never kept them. Of course, it's a different setup now. I think we should just basically table this until we find out
Right,
more
yeah.
information.
And also,
we need stock of what we have available.
yeah,
In the garage.
and that's the
Right.
biggest thing is with the Little League, their last part of their season is June.
I felt
So
like
we'd
it's
have to
soon.
move our
It's soon.
Yeah.
our softball to mid-season softball because they have to use the field. You
Well,
know,
I mean, just the use of the field, that's a whole nother thing we
Right,
gotta figure
right,
out.
Right.
As far as-
Storage.
But as far as using storage, we need to know what we have available for storage already,
Right.
because we have a lot of stuff in them. I know we do have some that are semi-empty, but I know they need to be consolidated or cleaned
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if we wanna let them use one and we don't really wanna charge them, then maybe we make a deal of they clean them out and consolidate them.
Right. I mean, there's things that we could work out
Yeah.
certainly, but I just don't feel like we
We-
have enough detail.
Yeah, we just don't know enough.
we always used to work with them in the winter
November.
for a
I
contract.
just feel like they're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
end up in a week wanting somewhere to put that storage, but maybe if it's a garage for 1 month, that's okay.
Yeah.
till they get-
We'll work it out, but we, like I said, we table that.
Should I make a motion?
Yes, make a motion to table it.
I make a motion to table the Little League storage until we do a little more checking on what we got and what kind of space they actually need.
A second.
Okay, we got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carried. Moving on to update technology at Sorensen and Beach.
And beach. Okay, I have the, okay. So I went to Best Buy and talked to a couple of people. The first page you see is what they printed me. They recommended the all-in-one. And the reason there's two different setups on here is just to see the price difference kind of, let's see. It is the HP Pavilion desktop and then the HP 27-inch monitor on the top, and then the bottom is the all-in-one 27-inch touchscreen Ryzen 7. Certainly we don't need a touchscreen, that's just the one he recommended. But then I went and did my own research after talking to him. You can get a computer for a lot less that's like a Ryzen 3 or what is the other? What's the other? Or the i5 or whatever. He recommended, or i3, sorry, Ryzen 3 or i3, but he recommended at least getting a Ryzen 5 or i5 as far as the memory goes on the computer, because we have our own network that a lot of stuff is saved to. It doesn't need to be massive. We don't do a whole lot. So I went to, let's see, the first three after that, after the top page, are all from Amazon, who does have a tax exempt. Actually, all three of these places will do tax exempt. Just have to, some of them take like up to 3 days to get it going before you can order. Let me look here. So I just wanted there to be options. The second one's Best Buy, a little bit different computer than they recommended, a little bit less, and they're, I believe, very much, yeah, the same computer is available on Amazon for a little bit less, and then the last option was from Sam's, and it's an HP, which is a pretty good deal, actually.
Did you get a chance to talk to Stu here at the VA? I told you that they were ordering new computers, and he was telling me that if you tell them that you're working, or this is going to government,
That, yeah.
that they will give you.
I did call about the tax exempt from these places. I didn't call the actual companies yet because that was like 2 days ago and I haven't had time yet to, but overall they're not terrible. Either way, I don't think. I think the all-in-one is nice too because it also, I mean, the speakers, the camera, webcam, whatever, it's all in it. But we do have one all-in-one computer now in the office. That's the one on the right that actually still works. I don't know. They're all pretty good. They're all going to be far better than
What we
what's
got.
there, for sure.
And they all run Windows 11.
Correct. Yep. And let me think. Oh, he said, you know, you can do it cheaper to get the i5 or the Ryzen 5, whatever. I guess it's a core, but whatever. He said those would probably be outdated in like 1 to 3 years, where if you get like a 5 or higher, it'll last a lot longer, work a lot longer. So he recommended at least a 5.
We update our technology, we probably should get a
Yeah,
I really like Lenovo, but I like HP too, so.
I noticed there only one of these carry a 2-year warranty. The other ones, I don't think state anything about a warranty.
Warranties, yeah.
I believe the Amazon one,
Yeah, you can add a protection.
yeah, you can add a, probably, let me check on my
2
my
years,
phone and
59
see.
bucks.
As long as they're brand new, I think they all have a little bit of a warranty, but you can add one when you buy it. Ow, jeez, my elbow, right in my phone.
So for $60, you can add 2 years.
Okay,
So it'd be like
And like they said, stay away from I-5 because it'll be outdated soon.
I-3.
I-3.
I-5 is okay.
Well, 3's gone
I
already.
think they have 3, 5, and 7. No, you can still buy an I-3.
This is
They're a lot less, but you can buy them. It's just,
Good reason, Mike.
it's not the greatest, yeah.
There's a reason
Right.
for it, yeah.
They're a little bit outdated. They're getting there anyway.
I think that's a
Sorry,
speed.
processor, right?
Isn't it the processor?
Yeah,
We
processor.
don't probably need
I couldn't
like-
think of the word before.
Okay, if it's $100 to do it, it just seems- makes sense.
I questioned, Courtney, when you were putting these together, were you kind of putting them in order, the way you gave them to us and what you thought was better?
No, I just sort of
Okay.
did,
So-
I think I just did like Amazon first and Best Buy then
Okay,
Sam's,
alright.
just to, because there were 3 from Amazon where I just kind of,
I'm a fan of the Amazon where we can add on the 2-year protection for $60.
I think you can do that on any of the
$7.69 on any
Amazon
of them?
ones,
Okay.
right? I was gonna check Best
Cause
Buy
that one's only $7.69,
or Sam's maybe.
so like, yeah, it's only another $60, so it'd be like $8.20 to have it 2-year warranty
Mhm.
and I don't know that for business, will we be able to tell the difference between a brand of computer for just what we're using?
No, and he said don't even really worry about the brands, just worry about what's inside of them.
Yeah, the
Right.
i5 or
Right.
i3, yeah.
I'd be a little concerned about the 8 gigs
Mhm.
in favor of more 12.
Oh, yeah.
If not
I did
16.
Mm-hmm.
The 16 there?
Yeah, I did not notice that.
So, I guess another question is, are we looking at replacing both of the computers? And the nature
That's my
center, or just one?
Question two, I think as long as we had the money, replacing both would be good, and then possibly we could use the one that's there, that all-in-one that still works. Either put it where Tom's desk is, or get some kid sort of games or whatever they could play in the nature center, like nature learning stuff.
Well, and I know Amy is using her
Yeah,
home
I personally
personal.
feel like we probably need
laptop.
one for
Right.
administrative
Right,
and then one for like
coordinator.
park, yeah, whatever, park.
Right, right.
You know, we're making flyers, we're
Mm-hmm.
Like I
planning,
said, the one on
planning
the right still
schedules.
works fine, so I think, anyway,
You still have a good one?
yeah, it's,
working.
Yeah, it still
yeah,
works.
and
I've
it's pretty
seen it.
quick, it's not
Well-
bad at all,
Okay.
yeah.
Say we go with one new one, see how that works
Yeah.
for us,
And try it out.
try it out,
Yep.
and knowing that we, see where we're at with that, and if we need to replace the other one, or we feel we're happy with that one, then we could replace it later on.
I agree.
It's kind of like buying a pair of shoes. See if they fit
Yeah,
Then
before
buy
you
the
buy
second
2 pair.
one?
Yep.
Second shoe?
do a lot of hopping around, yes.
I'll figure that one out later.
So, so the Amazon one, we seem to agree, that seems to be.
Oh, I don't
Well,
know,
maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah, I
there
was
a
saying about
point
that.
that's
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
So
that's
8
it's
gig,
$100 more in this one.
yeah, yeah, for.
So
100
Courtney,
bucks.
after all the research, what do you recommend?
Right.
What, like,
About that.
break it down for me, because I don't know anything
12 gig or
about
more?
this stuff.
I think that I like the Lenovo from Amazon, but I would get the 16-bit gigabyte of RAM and 1 terabyte. I would upgrade it, so it would be $799 plus if you wanted a warranty. Or where was it?
16, that
Wait,
would
which
definitely
size is
cover,
that? Yeah,
that would,
Is the Sam's one that much?
and
better? Oh, you can get 16 gigs, so that's $7.99, so it's still $100 less than quite a bit more
and
gigs.
it's the
Yeah.
12. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, they're all pretty good. The HP, the Sam's one the screen is a little bigger. Now, the one that's in there right now that works, the right side one, that is a 23-inch, I believe, and it's pretty big. I mean, it's definitely big enough. So I don't think we need anything bigger than that. But it's just what you guys think, I guess.
So 18, so the Amazon 16 gig Lenovo is kind of.
Recommended,
Or the
yeah.
Sam's one. I
Or
like
the
the
Sam's?
Sam's one as well.
Okay.
So
Is there a big price difference?
about let's see, $8.99 to
But it's 4 more
$7.99.
gig.
yeah, I
With the
definitely go.
And which one you said, Sam's or Amazon has the automatic 2-year warranty?
Oh, yeah.
Was it
Sam's,
Amazon, I thought you said?
$59.99 for a 2-year warranty.
Okay.
Sam's, I'm trying to look up right now because I don't see it on there.
Okay, yeah, it's included
Yeah.
then, right? The
On Sam's,
$8.99.
It looks like the
It is
two-year
included.
warranty care package is on
Mhm.
Unless it-
it, at least in the ad.
Mhm. And,
Huh.
we no longer have a Sam's Club
Oh.
membership as a.
No.
I
as a
have
perk,
I
but
have
we-
one.
Yeah, I have it as well. so.
Fine.
Whatever I can. And I don't know how the tax exempt goes, but all I have to do is go take in our tax exempt information and,
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah,
That should be
and they
good.
figure
So,
it out,
yeah.
yeah.
right.
Yep.
And they said, a couple of the places said it might take like up to 3 days for them to approve the tax exempt thing and then,
Is that the Amazon? What did they say?
Amazon,
That's probably just plug it in, right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, you send them in the,
They
yep,
already have it, so.
yep.
I feel like that's.
All of them have the option to do it though, so
Okay.
that doesn't really,
The Amazon is already set up and easy for you,
mhm.
and it's 4 more gig for the same amount of money.
And we can get the extended warranty relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Is
Are you
that this
talking
one
the-
you're talking about?
The Amazon?
The Lenovo one,
Yeah.
the 23.8.
The
Yeah,
second
because
one.
you said
It's only 8
$7.99
gigs.
for the 16 gig. No,
For-
there's
yeah,
a,
but
if
you
you look
can get
next to
the-
it, you
You
can
can add
Look down,
see right there.
yep, right
This one
there.
For 7,
16 gig,
Aye, aye, aye.
1 terabyte.
Yeah,
I mean, that's-
definitely make sure it's
we
a
wouldn't even
16
need-
gig,
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
that's more
16
than we
gig.
need, but it's,
Yeah.
would be adequate. We
But
wouldn't
you-
have to update.
Right,
right.
and
And you're gonna have to
like
store
I
a
said,
lot
we don't
of.
need a ton of storage. 'cause-
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to, we're
We
gonna
have our
have
network
some
thing.
flyers
Yeah.
and.
Yeah,
yeah,
I just
that
mean,
kind of
I imagine as far as like,
So is the idea to put
Everything,
this
yeah.
for, in the office administrative and take that one and put it out in,
It's the,
Well,
it
right
was
now, if we
Mary's
go with
computer for
one,
right now, the one she was
This
using.
one?
Yeah, the one that we're replacing, if we're going with one, the, is,
would be.
it's shot.
yeah.
It's shot.
It's really
is
big.
that the one Mary was using?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be on
It's gonna
Mary's
be
side,
like-
right, exactly. So
It
that
might
one-
work in,
It's like
for,
Windows 7.
Amy for a little while until we get, another computer.
Right.
But
Or we
basically,
could-
it's, I mean, you can print
there
off
are
of it.
smaller, we could buy a tablet for, a large tablet or something.
Right.
Laptop.
Well, I think if we go with the one first, we get an
But I
idea
mean,
if we
yeah,
like
this-
it,
this is
you
for
know, and I
the
think
office.
that'll get us through, get us going. And then Amy and those guys can evaluate too and tell us, yeah, this is
Yeah.
working for us, and,
Yeah.
that one. A little less of an investment than if we find out we don't like it, with 2 of them.
Does anybody want to make a motion at this time?
Could you, Dave, you seem to have got.
Purchase?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to purchase the, if that's the one we all decided on,
Yeah.
then I will make a motion to purchase the Lenovo 16 gig RAM with the 2-year warranty. That word.
From Amazon.
Through
From
Amazon.
Amazon.
I second that.
And what's the total price
Hold on a second.
with all the bells and whistles with what?
$7.99 plus 60.
$799.99 plus, yeah.
So we want to,
$8.59.
Yep, 859.
you want to make it 900 just to keep, in case our calculations are right,
Yeah, up to 9.
$900 to spend on the Lenovo 16 gig 2-year warranty desktop from Amazon.
I'll second.
I thought, wait,
Oh,
Oh.
it's a Mary,
We
Dave,
gotta wait.
I'm sorry, Jeff already
No,
did.
Jeff already did.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
We're
exhausted.
good, we're good.
Oh,
I was, my whole,
we need a roll call.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
a roll
because
call
of money.
vote.
Yeah. So, I just lost my everything. Okay, sorry, Martin,
Yes.
Valentine,
yes.
Mark, McBride,
Yes.
Hutchins,
Yes.
Coster, yes. Not Carrie,
Carl.
Carl,
Carl,
sorry,
yes.
Carl. And Feeney.
yes.
Keep doing that. I went from Carrie to Carol.
Well, one more problem solved. We're moving ahead. Okay. Moving on, speaking of moving on, new business, beach improvements, Jeff.
Yes. Had the opportunity to attend Mary's pizza
Farewell.
party,
Yeah.
farewell. And just looking at the building itself, there's a lot of rot, wood rot, So I think, and in talking to Joe, we probably need to examine the bathrooms more fully for any roof leaks. So more study needs to be done for the building. I've got the tools to do it. I'll be happy to do it on my time for nothing, but we just need to determine how much we need as far as rough sawn wood to go around the casings of the doors and windows, et cetera. Some of the fascia boards going up towards the peak are also rotted. So examining, coming up with the approximate cost for materials. We'll look at the bathroom roof, determine if we need to do some tarring,
Yeah,
patch.
replace or repair.
Yes.
I'm willing to labor to help
Same here if you
help
need.
with for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So, I guess I'm making a motion that we get our resources together, determine the budget, and move forward with some fixes as needed to the beach and the facilities.
What about an improvement committee, like a beach improvement committee? I have a couple of people that,
Yeah, so that you can, get prices for us and for each thing we
Yeah.
can approve for the money.
Yeah.
We can't just say, oh, yeah, okay, take $1 million down, we'll go ahead and,
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah.
That's what we'll
for
look at.
For
First
each
step,
problem we have, yeah,
examine.
one step at a time.
Yep.
And, I'm sure, if you find out the prices and stuff and bring it
Be happy to.
to the meetings and then we can approve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
each
Jeff,
step.
I can,
if there's ever anything that's dire, we can call a special meeting. We
special
don't
meeting.
love to,
Yeah,
but being that our meetings are a month apart, if you see anything,
that
you know,
has to
that
be done.
absolutely
That
needs to
week.
get done,
Yeah.
we can, with Joe's help, we can, we
well,
do
Joe,
have that.
Dave, and myself, I
Yeah.
think one of us can get on the
Yeah.
I've noticed the interiors and
Bathroom.
stuff, and I see no new leaks in the roof, but we gotta look at the picture.
Right.
Also, we like to go in and power wash we have to power wash the
The
pavilion yet,
yeah.
and the bathrooms. And the bathrooms were painted a cream color years ago. And I say bright white looks like it's clean. You need to redo them, the bathrooms, just paint them, and repaint the floors.
I say neon purple.
I'm pretty good with the rollers, so.
Yeah.
Me too.
I can,
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be
When it
fun.
comes to the painting,
So-
let me know.
We'll get together and see what it's gonna cost, what we wanna do, and bring it up at the next meeting.
And then next
Okay.
meeting, hopefully we'll
Perfect.
approve, purchase and material.
Most of that is rough
kinda
sawn
put it in
cedar.
order of
Yeah.
of
That's
what
why
needs
it's
to be
lasted
done,
so
right?
long.
Yeah.
If
It
you,
is cedar.
I'd like to go
that's
keep
all
it
cedar.
table.
If that's why it's lasted so
They're
long.
working on that.
If you do, if you do rough sawn pine,
Yeah,
it don't last very long.
okay, well,
I did the trim in my house and garage the same way. I tried to cheapen the garage with pine. I've already replaced the pine years ago. I still got cedar on the house, still there.
Not the roof.
So we'll be back next month with a plan of attack for the beach.
Great.
And we'll also be looking at the roof of the nature center. We have to get up on it, look at make sure it's all sealed good and everything else. So, we're moving,
I worked
Okay.
for a while too, so
yeah.
I can, I need
Okay.
to be quiet, but.
Any more questions of beach improvements? Okay, let's move on to bank closure of synchronomy account for the mower and program coordinator purchase Courtney Coster.
All right, so, the mower was paid off, and, if we want to close that account out, I just needed a motion for that, because I just didn't want to do it without your guys' approval, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's zeroed out right now, hopefully.
And that's a
Still.
high,
It was a high
Interest.
interest.
yeah.
The other thing was, we cannot get a bank card for any reason, which is what Tony had said before, but I talked to Karen, so we would have to find a credit card and have it paid off monthly,
Yeah,
like the
we
Sam's
can't,
Club
we
was
can't
doing.
use a debit card.
Correct, yeah, bank card,
Because then
debit card,
somebody
right.
can take
Yes.
the money, and that makes sense.
Right.
But we can still use the petty cash.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the
Yeah.
programs that Amy is coming up with are either free to the parks or very low cost.
Right.
So as long as we keep that petty cash.
Well,
where
we
it
have
needs to
three
be.
alternatives, which we always had. Credit card, 4. Credit card charge accounts at the local merchants.
Which doesn't happen anymore,
Yeah, it does.
does it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
We
Maybe
have,
we do Holly because we're so small.
Checks, we can write a check for it, or you can use petty cash. Yeah,
Yeah,
four
Dave,
things.
Dave just let you know, we do up at Ace if something were to come
Good.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, Ace,
curtains.
curtains,
Curtains,
Holly Auto, places like that.
Um,
Yep.
Nowadays, it seems like if you can't use any money on the internet, so
Right. Another option would be like a prepaid card that we could put money in from the account and she would have it to use if she needed it or we needed supplies
Right.
for any
Like a
That
Visa.
might
sort
be
of
a-
thing. Because it's not easy to write a
Well-
check for toilet paper or something, you know.
In straightening
Because they're
things out
printed, not written.
this last year, we found out there was multiple trails of money. And we gotta condense this so we can keep an eye on it. There was charge accounts here and this, that, the banks and credit unions, so we were all over the place. And it took a while to find out which way we were going, so simple keeps it,
yeah.
you know.
Some-
It's worked for all them years and that's what the account,
I
they,
just feel like she needs to be able to use some way to pay people. Sometimes cash is not an option, you know.
Oh, you're saying if she
For
ordered something
Amy,
on the
if
internet?
she needs to order something
Yeah,
on
it
the
shouldn't-
internet.
that's
she
what I'm
needs
thinking,
to-
it shouldn't
yeah.
come out of her
She
pocket,
needs to
but
be able to,
yeah.
here we are.
Right. Right,
Okay.
And the only thing we can't use is a debit card.
Right. So they said we can, you know, we can do
The
the
refillable.
same thing,
Green
have
dot,
the
yeah.
credit,
Reload it,
whatever, or prepaid, or
Yeah.
however it might work out, but, yeah. That's why they were under the same thing, 'cause I didn't know if you guys were gonna want me to keep the Synchrony account so that card could be used,
yeah, because we talked about that.
and then pay it off every month, you know, set up an automatic payment.
Well, I like
or-
to stay with one bank and I think we're with State Bank, aren't
We
we?
are with State Bank, yeah.
I
We
like
just
to
can't
keep
have a card for
I like to
them.
keep all the chickens in the same
Yeah,
coop.
but we can't have a debit card with them.
No, you can't, no,
If we paid out more, though, it's good to get synchronicity off of our.
right.
get it out.
Close it out.
They're-
I agree.
Yeah, we don't need another venue
They're
anymore.
But-
For a lower
Okay, so
interest rate.
You need
with
a mo-
that, Courtney, and I think we're in agreement, right? Should we go ahead and get a prepaid
Well,
debit card?
Can I have a motion to close
Yeah,
the
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
make a
Synchrony
motion,
account?
we,
Yeah, or
Yeah,
I'll
let's
make a
take
motion.
care of the business here.
I make a motion, we close the account out.
I made a motion.
Okay.
That's
I'll
right.
s- oh,
No,
okay.
that's-
Okay,
I
hold
can
on.
tell you.
Beanie. McBride. Can't write today, guys. It's gonna be a mess trying to make 2 minutes. Alright. Cool. To close. I will get in touch with them and do that then. That was, and that account was under our tax exempt ID, not, social security number. So it should be easy. Cause I have that number. Do we, so I have Feeney McBride to close that.
Yes,
You need a roll call?
Yes,
Should
deals with
accept
money.
Awesome. All right. Jeffrey Carl,
Yes,
I said it? Good.
that's correct.
Feeney.
Yes,
Martin,
Yes.
Coster, yes. McBride,
Yes.
Hutchins.
yes.
All right.
You forgot Monty.
No, I
Well, I'll
didn't.
say yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Sorry, Dave. Monty,
I'm
yes.
still in.
Awesome.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. Sounds
Jeez,
good.
oh, Pete. I'm just not.
Yeah.
So
Would you want to discuss?
I would like to discuss, making a motion to have a preloaded, prepaid, credit card, Visa, MasterCard. They're very easy to obtain. What it has a set amount on it. And we
Right.
can obviously discuss that, but I think something in the ballpark of 300 would be more than enough, which
Yeah.
would be paid off and preloaded,
Well,
We'll just buy it.
there's some cards that you can just via the internet or app, because I have one, you can just add money to it from your account. That might,
if they're not letting us do a debit card, I don't know what the ramifications
it,
of
it's
that
like,
would be.
it's more of a electronic transfer.
so like a green dot card where you
Something
can
like, yeah,
transfer money
exactly.
onto it, right? and the fees would probably be a lot less than taking, because the cards, like you're just talking a one-shot deal, they
Yeah.
charge a fair amount of fees on that, so
Okay.
that's, you know.
Yeah,
So
So-
why don't we look into like something like the green dot, like she was saying?
Yeah,
where-
whatever's the most cost effective, but some way for Amy not to have to pay out of her pocket
Right.
and be
Exactly.
reimbursed.
or anybody, if we wanna buy something, we got some swings we gotta replace, so they can buy them on Amazon with a credit card.
Right.
Right.
That's your motion?
I think
Or who
so.
wants to make a motion, or how you wanna?
Well, okay, I'd like to make a motion to, Courtney, is that's something that you understand and
Yeah.
could,
Yep.
like,
I
okay.
raised those.
Then why don't you make the motion?
I'll make the motion to get a prepaid credit card, debit card for Amy to use. That's refillable.
At the cheapest rate.
Right, yeah, look
Yeah,
at the
there's-
fees on it.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
fees.
obviously, there's gonna be
I'll
some
try to find
fees,
one
but
with
let's keep it
cheaper
down.
fees, yep.
Yeah.
So, but you had mentioned too, Courtney, about, other purchases like paper for the printer and things like that that you could make.
We could just get a card like that and leave it at the parks office
So
for
it
anyone
would
that
be
needed
kind
it.
of an administrator
Sure. Yeah.
available, but, you know, I was thinking more towards Amy, as
Just
I
leave
said
it in the
before, most of
petty
her
cash.
things that she's doing are either donated or free. So that's that, but in the foreseeable future, she may have to get some painting supplies, or I don't know what.
Right.
And
So
I had to,
It's simple.
okay our new lady to get,
Denise.
yeah, to get, yeah, belts for the vacuum cleaner and
Right,
something for the
Incidental,
computer.
yeah.
And so, you know, that kind of stuff, I just told her to take it out of petty cash.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all you have to have is a receipt.
So,
yeah. Okay, so we have the motion.
Do we need an amount, though? You were speaking like $300, which sounded reasonable.
Well, she can spend up to 300 at a time, so
Well,
Yeah,
can't
that,
we just leave 300 in it?
I would still put it in the motion. That way it's taken care of.
All right. I would have 300 at a time in it.
$300
All
limit.
right, $300 limit.
And so, just so I'm clear, how does that refill? It refills itself from the account?
When I had it was like an app. You can have it automatically refill on certain dates, from what I remember, but you can just transfer it right from the app.
so I have a debit card where it's connected to my bank, and I can take, a transfer from my bank to my debit card, and
Right.
that's all,
I just don't know if
I-
our
I used
account,
to
if we
travel a
can't
lot.
have a debit card, how would that work? Is state
Well-
bank going to
It would-
approve that?
Yeah.
This would be a
It's a
credit.
debit
Yeah.
from the account.
It's similar to having a credit card, which is okay, but instead it's prepaid, so you're just leaving like 300 in it.
Maybe we asked that.
Like, and it's an electronic bill
So-
system, so it should be okay.
I would say, what's wrong with the good old straight up old fashioned credit card like we used to have with a low rate?
Right.
But then it would take a
that's
social
harder.
security number, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Somebody
'cause
tied
that's
to,
how
a
we
person
got-
tied to
Yeah,
the
that's how
account.
it kinda got tied before.
Yeah.
We should figure out what's our best option. And then
Yeah.
that, maybe that should be our.
Look, why don't we do this? Why don't we have Courtney, why don't we find one and give us the details on it? We can have the percentage,
Yeah.
how much it
Right.
is, how it works, how
I
The
we
would
can-
restrictions,
say-
everything else.
Right, and restrictions on it.
Yeah, for the next meeting.
Right.
I think the Chime one, the green dot one, it only charges you when you transfer money in, and it's a small percentage.
That's,
And it's only up to a certain amount,
Yeah.
too, so it's like I don't think they ever charge more than $10 or something, but.
So,
Did, we already approved to give her a certain amount anytime she
Right.
could, right? So like, if we don't, like,
Make
do
a
this
motion,
card
yeah.
right now, she's
It's
still
not-
safe.
she's
with
still
the-
safe,
she's
right,
still got
just,
her
just to
Yeah.
make it more
petty cash,
convenient.
And we can
that's
take,
it,
yeah, okay, so we
Yeah.
can figure out what's
Right.
best
Yeah.
first.
This is more for ordering things off the internet
Yeah.
and
Right.
things that you can't use cash
So-
for.
Yeah.
we won't act on that motion, no second or nothing. She'll just come back next month with where we're going with that. Find out what the ELDs are and the charges and everything else.
okay, we'll just table that till next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Eh,
moving on to YouTube channel update. Courtney.
What?
I was
You're on again.
Is there a YouTube channel update?
YouTube.
YouTube channel update. A YouTube channel update?
Yeah, wasn't Josh saying
Josh was
that
supposed to help you.
help you set up?
He just showed me and I took notes before we got here, so.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
I
this,
have that.
not this,
Oh,
a YouTube.
Our YouTube channel,
We,
like a Holly
right
Township
now, they
Parks.
have to go to the township,
right.
go through the township.
Oh, we need to make
Yeah.
our own page.
Right.
You want?
Our own channel.
We could do that.
You're our IT specialist. See what
It's
happened?
not hard to make a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, that's, yeah.
It might be easier because the township and the village are already programmed in to just keep using the township, but I'm sure we can.
I think
Sometimes-
Josh recommended for us to
Josh
have our
can-
own.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was talking about our
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
I think
so we need a
both.
website.
We need both of
Maybe.
them.
The
but,
YouTube,
yeah.
sure, but we definitely have to have a website.
So
Yeah.
I've also
We're
been working
slacking.
on the website.
Yeah, it's
You
killing
can't
us.
even, like, we can't get on, like, if somebody wanted to say Holly Township Parks and Recs and find out anything about it, you can't really. You can find out the old information from Tony's defunct pages.
I got the program going for the website, and I was able to get into that in the email that's connected with it.
Is that the
I
current
had
one?
to, I had to sneak into it, but the service, so I put a temporary website up with a little more information right now,
Okay.
and I started working on a better one, a more intricate website.
So that's all in progress. And the YouTube one too, right?
The
Oh,
YouTube I can
is-
deal with, yeah, that'd
Okay.
be
Yeah.
easy.
Okay.
It should be easy, I mean, just
Okey
YouTube,
doke.
right?
Because you can use the same
Yeah.
email.
Just so that they sign into watch,
'Cause it's
they,
like-
they can
yeah.
sign into.
Progress.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the future.
Thank you.
Sorry.
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay, I guess we'll move on to, if there's no more questions on that, we'll move on to item 3, Holly Pride event update, Donna McBride and Kathleen Martin.
It was great. We had a great time. The village and the township worked together in a booth. We gave away flowers and some of our old patches, that we're gonna have new logos, so they're pretty, kinda obsolete, but,
That was fun.
and seeds, we gave away seeds, and little stickers, and we just had a
Little
really great
duckies.
time, and everybody was so positive about the two working together without having to disband anybody's board, and, this
This was
isn't,
fun.
this isn't the first thing we've collaborated on. We worked at the water park down there, both village and the township. Both the village and the township put that H in at the park down there.
Dan Shaw.
And I go every night that it don't rain, and I water that little thing to death, so that it looks good. And we had a lot of great volunteers for that. And like I said, Pride was just excellent, except for our tent flew away. And we had to chase that down to the lake, but.
Everyone loved those tiny little ducks and the Parks and Rec
Oh, little
stickers. That was so
ducks.
funny.
Yeah, and we just had such a great feedback from everybody, and how we're doing and our improvements.
And I made a basket. And did the
And
frisbee. I was 5 feet away, but it counts.
Yeah.
we had one guy who was at one end of the park where all of the toys are, throw it all the way down to where the food trucks were, and I said, "You're going to get that thing."
So I guess to piggyback on what Donna's saying, the beach was, let's just say, decorated well. And we had actually quite a few people, right, coming in and asking us if the beach was the Pride event. We had to shoo them off to next door because, it was just such a fun day. Opening day of the beach. We did take a lot of questions for it on Facebook and other social media about why we're not open sooner and whatnot. And of course, every question was answered with the fact that the kids that work at the beach are in school. So to open it before then, we'd need a whole separate staff. But I think like you said, the Pride event was so much fun. Tons of families, a lot of new people stopped by over at the beach because of the Pride event. So the date coinciding was a good thing. It's going really well there at the beach. We could just use some now summer lake weather instead of fall lake weather.
It's coming. this weekend.
Careful what I wish for, huh?
Yeah.
It's about to be 90.
I want
Back in
90.
90.
I'll
I
take it,
know.
I don't like it.
So, that's it. It was a
Okay.
great time had by all.
Any questions? Let's move on to introduction of Denise Swayze, office staff for Sorensen. That's our new, I call her the phone lady. She's the
Yeah.
one, she took over Mary's duties, along with Tom's, because they're staggered, you know. So that's our new office personnel through Michigan Works.
Yep, and we're lucky. to
Thank
have
you
her.
very much, Michigan Works. Yep.
She's nice.
And
Very
Denise.
nice.
Yep, easy to work with.
Helps us and helps her
Yep.
at
Win-win.
no cost to us. So, welcome aboard. Okay, let's move on to public comment. Members of the public may address the board. Once recognized by the chairperson, comments are limited to a maximum of 4 minutes. The board may extend this time with a vote majority. Prior to addressing the board, public may clearly state their name and address for the record. Nothing, Marlo? You're up.
Scotch Leg, 6378 Weatherford Court. I finally get to say Holly Township because I've been saying Holly at the other meetings. If you guys don't know who I am, I do the vintage baseball at Cyclone Park. We had our first game on May 20th, and it was very successful. I was able to get some feedback from the clubs that came in and played. We were supposed to have a game last Sunday, but Mother Nature had different ideas, so we are negotiating with, well, I'm negotiating with the clubs to reschedule that for July 22nd. And then we have games scheduled for August 27th and September 10th. September 10th being the Carrie Nation game that's played during holidays. I have been working with the Village Parks and Rec because I'm using Cyclone Park, but after speaking with Mr. Hutchins, thought best to come out and talk with you guys as well. The booklets are booklets that my wife's company put together for us, and I did thank you guys in there. There's special thanks to the Township Parks and Rec on the last page. So I am coming hat in hand because I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket right now.
Wait. Didn't we approve 150?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you get that?
No,
Yes.
not
Okay.
yet.
Yeah, and that's why I traced that back today. I guess we were gonna pay it out of petty cash or whatever else, but you got $150 coming.
I can get a check for you.
Okay, that'll
Just,
work.
can you get me your contact information?
Yeah.
And,
We'll take,
I'll talk
we're
to
getting that
Rachel.
straightened out.
All right.
Yeah, so you'll be
So-
getting your 150.
Yeah, because I got to pay for those still.
Yeah.
And that'll help pay for that. Next year, hopefully, I only have 4 games scheduled for this year. Next year, I'm hoping to have 2 games a month from May through September with a couple tournaments where we have 4 clubs in playing, because the plan is that the Little League field will be no more
Right.
by next season, so I'll have all of Cyclone Park to play with. And some of the feedback that I got from the May 20th game is Cyclone Park is a perfect location to play, especially once that Little League field is gone, because it's just open space. And if you guys have ever come out to a game, the games back then, it was basically find an open field and play. So the only thing that I'm disappointed with not being able to play on Sunday was this was going to be the very first time we were going to be able to play where we had originally always wanted to play. So come out on July 22nd, and I'll have an invite out. I put one out for all the games, so there'll be one out as soon as I hear from from Mount Clemens if they're willing to come back out for that game.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people. There's a Facebook page. There's actually two pages, one private, one public. Vintage Baseball in Holly is the public. Vintage Baseball and Historic Holly is the private group. You can join the one without asking. The second one you have to get approved into. So because I was getting too many people putting ads and things on it. So
When can he come and pick up that check, Courtney?
It'll
Or does it
take,
have to go to the village?
yep, it'll take, let me get your information.
I'll get you a business
And
card there in my car.
She can write them pretty quick, but then we have to take them to the township. They sign the check, and then we can get it to you.
Okay.
So,
Mayor,
maybe
Mr. Koulis knows
like a
me,
week.
so
Umpiring this year?
I am not umpiring this year.
Can-
Different thing.
You're happy?
I am umpiring for the historic baseball, and so is Mike McKinney. He's learning the trade. You'll come. I've made up what could possibly one day be a vintage baseball team in Holly uniform. Don't ask me to run it. I don't have time.
I hear ya.
And I have no hair and patience to do that. I would be gladly run the program, but I will not run a team. But I thank you for your generosity and hope to see you guys out.
Did you say the next game was July or?
The game from last Sunday
It's postponed.
is postponed. We're rescheduling it for July 22nd.
Oh, make up rain day.
Pretty much, yeah. I already had it reserved because I was talking to 4 clubs at that time to play that game, and I couldn't get anybody to. I couldn't get one team to agree to play another team, so I had an open date. So, it's gonna be fun. I would like to get. In the future, get some of the street cart or the food carts to come over, and the food trucks. And I know we sold water and popcorn at the May 20th game, but the weather wasn't very nice for either one of those. But again, come on out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
We'll get you your check.
Did you want to collect these back and
Nope,
use them?
I'll go.
Are you sure? If we're worried about.
Pass it along to your neighbors.
Yeah,
And this is how parks and parks support each other.
yep.
Exactly.
That's it. We're all in this together. Yep. Okay. You're excused, Pat.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Okay, let's move on to commissioner reports. Kathleen?
After all that, I don't think that I have any. I'm just so happy and excited that we have resources popping up that are fair and equitable and professional, and I just see and hear so much good feedback. I'm so inspired because it has been rough. Could it be better? Absolutely.
There's
But
always room for
There's
improvement.
always room for improvement. But the movement that we've seen so far this year, I'm very proud of. I think it's, great collaborations, like I said. It's, people working together. Amy Childers is doing an awesome job as far as organizing and getting things going, and a lot of great public feedback, a lot of interesting programs. I think, Donna, you said you went to the story time, and that was fun.
Oh, it was great. We had a great time.
So, so I just feel like things are moving in the right direction, finally. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy for our new board members. You guys are doing awesome. You didn't take a minute to breathe or do anything. You're jumping in, you're doing programs, you're making the parks better, and so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dave?
I have a lot of good things I want to say because I'm really excited about everything that's going on, but I'm really kind of just devastated by this Patrick Feeney stuff. I'm sad that he left because I wish he'd been here for this end of the discussion. I just feel like everything you said. I feel like we have a ton of good stuff going on. There are a ton of people giving. This man's offering his free time to do construction. I'm out there doing the disc golf course. You guys are spending your time at the park. Like, everybody's doing everything we can to make this township parks and rec better, to make the community have a great place to spend some outside time. And I'm somewhat infuriated that anybody would put that in jeopardy when all these people are giving their time and volunteering just to make things better, that any one person would dare threaten it. It just makes me upset, and I didn't wanna even discuss this, cause especially with him not here, but I'm just upset. That lady spoke, and it threw everything off that I was feeling good. And it shouldn't have to be, cause there's a bunch of good stuff, and this one person, I know I've made mistakes myself, but they need to save the township and save the park board and not put all these people's volunteering time in jeopardy. I understand the service and I appreciate it. I'm upset about that. To cost us money is beyond crazy if that's what happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna tag along with that. I should have added that on my comments as well.
No, I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I'm,
No.
I shouldn't have went on about it, but.
no, we are all in agreement on that, Dave. It's
Okay.
unfortunate that Mr. Feeney has left.
And-
But everybody's entitled to
Everybody's
due
entitled.
process, and that's what's happening.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's happening out there. This is what's happening in here.
It's just,
Positives.
yeah, it's just it's sad that we're under the public eye of their due process, because they're judging us, you know, of what we're doing about it, which we really can't kick them off, so we're not.
There's nothing we can do.
There's
We've
nothing-
done
We've
everything
done
we can do.
everything we
Right,
can
but they don't
do.
understand
We
that
have done
necessarily,
that.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes,
We
okay.
They wanna hear us say something every time, which is, that's sad too, to be
No,
honest.
we don't want to
I'm sorry.
interfere in due process.
Yep, yep.
There's a
Sorry.
place for that process, and it's not here.
No, it's in the courts, so.
Okay. Donna?
Yeah, just to add just a little bit to that one. The young lady that read that did it as a favor to me because that email was sent to me, and I don't think that I am in a place to read that, being on the commission. So I just want you
No,
to
yeah,
know
I just-
that. But everything has been going so good. Like, we got two of the best people put on this board. I thank you, George, for not interfering. Too much anyways. You guys are great. I just can't say enough about how great you guys are to jump in and not even take a break, just get in there and try to make things better for us. And you really have, in that short time, you really have. I'm glad to see the parks working together. There's no reason why we can't. I think probably around the 4th of July, we should figure something out, you know, just having the beach and the park that's so close together. That's something, again, that we can do together to promote. Because we've always been pitted against each other for a long time, and I don't understand that. I don't understand why they do that when it's so easy to work together.
You're saying the Sorensen pitted against the beach? Or
No,
how-
the village and the township parks have always been kind of pitted against each other. And it was just, for no reason. We're going ahead, things are clearing up, we can finally see the sunshine. I just want to thank you guys all for coming in and taking your personal time and helping out. Amy did we had so much fun. There was very many of us at the reading for the boats and stuff, but we had a great time. My granddaughter took over the whole place. She thinks Sorensen is now hers. You know, they have to ask permission to come into the nature center. So, but it's so good to see everything going ahead. And if there's anything I can do, let me know.
Jeff?
I'm happy to be here. And I will admit, I will struggle because I'm new. The procedures, I'm learning. The Open Meetings Act is difficult. I've never worked in that arena, so I will apologize. I also, and I was questioning Dave outside, but I've always, as being a marketing manager with several companies, I've always worked on objectives, and I hope to, then, as I familiarize myself with the process, I'd like to develop, the objectives for the park, specifically the beach I can work on. And as an example, what do we want to accomplish in 2023 with the beach? Limited budget, but what are we now? What do we hope to see at the closing of the summer? What are the improvements we want to make? Do we want to increase traffic count? I want to set some objectives with some strategies and put some tactics behind that to reach those specific goals. You can't have umpteen goals. You can have maybe 4 or 5. And we set them, we measure them, and monitor them, and then plan again for next year. So that's what I want to get my hands and arms around. And so I will be working on that and contacting you all for input and feedback, again, under the Open Meetings Act.
Right.
All right? But it is very positive, and then, Dave, the stuff going on at the park is tremendous, so congratulations.
Thank you. Courtney, our IT specialist.
Oh, yeah.
Slash
Felt
secretary.
like a
slash-
hacker last month.
Well, same difference.
Running 13 of that. No, I don't have anything else right now.
Okay.
You've got a lot on your plate.
I'd just like to make some comments on, as far as goals and stuff like that goes. We're always open to suggestions, want to look at things. Now that we're slowly getting up there, we've taken a lot of the majority of the hard things that we got them solved. We just got our technology back. We're moving ahead one step at a time. And we're combining this all together and come up with a great parks. And that's what we're all here for. Yes, Marlo?
Can I say something before you close?
Yeah.
On my way out. I gathered some negative over here, that you've had some negative experiences. But I'm sitting here feeling very positive about you all, and I wanted you to know that. I'm glad
Thank
to see Joe back up there.
Thank you.
I'm glad to see a full board. Everything that I heard today sounds good. I'm glad I came.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
We're always glad to see you. But I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
I'm happy about what's happening with you. And what Donna talked about, the parks working together, not only are parks working together, but it seems to me, there was a time when the village and the township governments didn't work together. And I could never figure out why, and I don't know why parks couldn't work together. I didn't know there was a problem there. Maybe I'm blind, but I don't know, but I want you to know there's another group that's working together. The churches are working together. There's a group called Community Unite, started before the beginning of the year, I think was the first meeting. They're currently working with seniors, trying to give seniors out of the dulls, that's one of my concerns, seniors and mental health. And they fall into that because they don't get out, they don't have activity, they don't meet people. So Community Unite is twice a month, they supply a lunch. And the only problem is a lot of people can't get out on a Saturday morning, there's no buses through the week. So that's something that, I hope somebody works on, but it's great, it's great. There isn't a better place to live than Holly.
I agree.
Thank you, Mark.
You're right.
So,
Thank you, Marlo.
thanks you, bye-bye.
Thank you for
Thank you,
being
Mom.
here.
And to touch on Marlo's, I was on the village at one time, not with the township. But when I was village president and village council, I loved parks, village parks. And when I didn't make it back in as an elected official, Parks picked me up, township, in 1996, after the election. And we used to have joint ventures. The Winter Carnival was a 3-day event here in town, fireworks over Bush Lake. We all got together, both parks and parks, I'll put some money in there for the fireworks, had development all around town, merchants got involved. So it worked before and it can always work again. We just gotta take the politics out of it. Get rid of the politics. And that's what we've always strived here on this board is keeping the politics out of it. Because our main objective tonight is parks, township parks, and village parks. So, little report on what's going on with the quad. I haven't got to the John Deere tractor yet, but I finally, the quad's cooling system was down. It's a water-cooled quad. I was using it and she got hot and the fans didn't come on to help cool it off. So it's in my yard right now and I've been tearing into it and I'm going for the thermostat, so I'm working on it to get it back up and running again. And I called for parts to see if I can get parts from a Kawasaki dealer. Parts ain't cheap, but I gotta take the parts out and test it to see what is actually wrong. Because if you got enough money, you can just throw money at it and not fix it. I wanna fix it cheap as I can.
Can we get the other one run?
Huh?
Can we make the other one run?
Well, the biggest thing about the other one was, back when we had money, we bought 2 quads. That was the red one is the last stick shift bike Suzuki made. These are stick shift bikes, not belt drive. So we bought that, so when the old Kawasaki died, we had something to replace it. The teal Chevy truck, the 93, was donated to us, we fixed it, and we had money, we bought the silver Dodge to replace the old pickup truck. So we're always thinking ahead. So I hate to start up the other quad when we still got life left in the one we got, because that quad to replace,
That red one's a stick,
yeah, it's
shift.
automatic like the Kawasaki, no clutch. It's got a slip clutch, but it's a stick shift bike. They had belt drive, and if you smoke the belt, you're all done. The belts were $150.
Yeah, I just think we gotta have something.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I think.
hopefully I've been deterred from working on this thing.
Gator, we don't have.
Yeah, and that's why I hope to get it done by this weekend to find out what's actually wrong and get the parts ordered or get them online. So I'm working on a quad because it's a vital piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And I gotta work on a tractor because it's a vital piece of
Right.
equipment.
At least when you have a 93-acre park, those are both super vital.
Yeah, so that's why I've been working on is those 2 things. And one young man, Amy's one son, is gonna be my apprentice mechanic. He's on maintenance.
Good sit.
So,
Awesome.
so we're gonna get his wrench bender knuckles all
I'm glad
barked.
we didn't get rid of the green truck, because I'll be honest with you, with not having a four-wheeler, with not having a Gator, with not having all the different things,
Yep.
the truck is the only way I can even, like, if we went and did all the work, that work in the back half on Saturday, we load up the truck, drive the truck down the trail to the bridge, and
Yep.
since it's so beat up, it doesn't matter.
Yep,
That it's going down the trail like
Yep.
tight, you know, so, but like, without the truck, we'd be in rough shape. right
Yep.
now. So I'm glad we still have it.
yep, so that's what I'm saving the Suzuki quad for ace in the hole, but the Kawasaki runs so good, it's so beat up, but it just got a few maintenance problems that we're never aware of, so I'm working on it. I got most of it tore down right now. Wow, they're not fun to work on, so. And that's about all the reports I have.
Jeff had.
I have a question. You mentioned, I think you did fireworks, the 4th of July.
Oh,
Did you
that,
say that?
that was
Yeah,
fireworks in the wintertime.
In the
Oh,
wintertime.
well,
That's cool.
No, it's not.
there's always been Holly fireworks.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
assume they're having them.
They're having them again.
Yeah.
And in the past, the beach has been
Yeah.
open grounds for people to camp
For
out and
everybody,
watch.
yeah.
Do we intend to do that?
Yep, same thing. Yep.
Same as-
We packed the beach.
Yeah.
It's a little
And we
bit
used to
crazy.
give a certain amount of money to the fireworks organization
We don't have.
every year.
Yeah.
What, but, we need people, because there used to be kids that threw sparklers out into the water.
Right.
Do they still do that?
Well, the biggest thing
We
is,
have somebody
we-
there
we
at the
call,
beach.
we call, our beach staff is, I think, 6 or 8 people now.
Yeah.
The kids?
It's all hands on decks.
Okay.
And they're all gonna sit there and make
Yeah.
sure that no glass comes in, and nobody's rowdy, and the kids and stuff like
And
that.
out of the
Do they
water
have
at a certain
shirts
time.
that stand out that?
Oh, yeah,
might
they all
like
got their
all
own
yellow?
shirts now.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
look really
I thought I
nice.
saw that.
Yep.
Perfect, good.
And usually we don't allow fireworks on our beach. Sparklers are the worst thing, the hot wire. It's 1,200 degrees. Yep.
We used to toss them. I remember with the next day we had to
Yep.
do the human chain and find.
Find them
Yep.
all.
Yeah.
Halloween fireworks, I remember some wild stuff.
There was a couple of years ago, there was some wild stuff going on.
Okay, any more questions?
No.
Let's adjourn this meeting at 7:33.
Alright.
How do we shut this off?
That's gonna be the trick, if Josh left, 'cause I-
When in doubt, pull the plug.
Pull the plug. Power. Yeah, I'm getting new